Country roads take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. Since I seen your face, I've been everywhere and back, trying to replace everything that I had till my feet went numb. Praying like a fool, it's been on the run. Heart still beating, but it's not working. It's like $1 million phone that you just can't ring. I reached out trying to love, but I feel nothing. Yeah, my heart is numb. But with you, I feel again. Yeah, with you, I can feel again. Yeah. I was a lonely soul, but that's the only long time coming. I was a lonely soul, but that's the only. A little wiser now from what you showed me. Hey, I feel again, feel again. Ooh. Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. I'm gonna make this place your home.
This is the largest class we have. We have 7 internal medicine residents graduating, and we have 2 family medicine residents graduating, and a third will be graduating around December timeframe, plus 3 interns who will be finishing their year and moving forward. So that's an extraordinary number. That's over 12 people, which is fantastic. And this has been a prolific bunch. When I started here, there were no children. And now we have, what, 3 in the audience? Let's see, Lewis, you've got, who we have here?
We have Madison Grace.
Madison Grace. And Saad, where are you? What's your daughter's, is your daughter or son? Okay, what is your son's name? Mustafa? I got that pretty close, didn't I?
They talk about you.
Not bad for a white guy. Okay, let's see. Then we have other folks. Let's see. Tyler, this is your son's second visit here. Last year he was in the baby basket. This year he's in the eating crackers with the best of them. Plus we had a few folks who've not quite gotten to the stage yet where they were going to they brought their youngins here this evening, but they're in their tote area. And no, I'm not the pregnant one. It just looks that way. So once again, we've had an extraordinary group this year. But rather than just having me talk and do things, I'd like to ask our CEO, Bill Hawley, to say a few words.
Thank you. On behalf of Bluefield Regional Medical Center and its administration, I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. And just like to state the obvious, this is a big deal. This is a big night. We have, who is here from San Diego? I want to see. Welcome to Bluefield. This weather is not like this all the time. We just got out of an 8-month winter, it seemed like. So we're glad to have you here. I just want to say how proud I am of everybody here. It's a big deal to train physicians. I'd like to thank all of the attendings, all of the physicians that played a role in getting our residents to this point. I'd like to say thank you for that. Thank you for their time. They're barely compensated for that effort, and they do it out of a labor of love. And hopefully someday, each one of you will have an opportunity to give back to medicine the way our attendings have done. So if we could just thank everybody for their role in making today happen, I certainly think it's appropriate. I also want to state our dedication to the program. I'm sure I will be the first but not the last to mention that Dr. Murphy is exiting the program, and I am working with the Omni as well as the School of VCOM to recruit a very active and dedicated Director of Medical Education. I want for everyone to know that. And I also want to make the announcement, and Dr. Murphy says that a lot of you already know this, but I want to say it anyway, to exhibit our dedication, we're providing a 2% increase in all the contracts for next year for all the residents. So we wanted to do that to show our dedication to the program and to provide a little extra for you next year. Knowing that certainly no one makes what they're worth. It's hard work being a resident, but we do appreciate what you do. Wanted to demonstrate that to you like that. So thank you all for being here. Again, it's a big deal. Thanks for the folks that traveled. And I'll turn it back over to Dr. Murphy.
Well, thank you. For those of you who signed your contracts, you probably saw a little increase. For those of you who didn't know it, it's like the new interns. Great. And our medical students, be sure and pass that back to VCOM, that we are competitive here. You know, it's a unique role to be the Director of Medical Education here, because it allows me to touch the lives of those residents who are here, as do all the faculty are here. And when you think about it, it's like a ripple effect. You know, you start off with touching just a few of the residents and getting them get involved, helping them grow, helping them mature into the kind of physicians who are graduating this evening. And you realize each one of those will probably go out and touch 500,000 lives, sometimes in their practice. And you start multiplying that by the number of graduates, and you realize that when you have an opportunity, whether you're the CEO, whether you're somebody who works in the cafeteria, or whether you're one of our faculty, it doesn't make any difference. You have a chance to touch the lives of those individuals we serve. And don't forget the fact that, you know, sometimes we get a little jaded and sometimes a little tough when we're working with people who are a little tough to work with, because as everybody knows, if you're in the service industry, people can be tough folks to work with. But this is a profession that you asked to be in, and it's going to be a rare opportunity you have to take care of the lives and touch the lives of these individuals. So, without further ado, I'm going to move on to the resident presentation and ask Lewis Edwards, DO, to come forward for his portion. Since it's going to be kind of a jockey game running back and forth up here, we're going to go ahead and pass it down here. You need to come up here so they can see you.
Hi.
Hey, he gives me ball jokes. It's okay.
Is it pain?
Okay, this is the pregnant pause part.
Sorry, I had to speak to the boss there. There's probably two things we'll talk about. One we'll put off until a little later. I'm waiting on one special guest to arrive. But the other thing I want to talk about is something that I think the people we work with can really appreciate. And what they can appreciate is the teamwork that goes on at BRMC. in order to produce a resident. When you graduate medical school, you're filled with knowledge, but you don't really have a good way to put that knowledge to use. And after you mess up a few times and the charge nurses yell at you, you start to pick up the pace and learn more about what you're doing. And I think this class, more than any other, has really been taken under the wing of the hospital, and we appreciate the support that we've been given. And each department has definitely contributed to our education, and I want everybody in the room to know that. And that contribution will go with us as we head off into each of our careers, and will be with us in every patient that we touch. I'm going to ask Dr. Jurich to come up.
So we're going to move on to the ancillary award. Many of us, interns and residents, have gained a second family with the staff members at BRMC. This means a lot to some of us because, like me, my family's on the other side of the United States. I thank all of you for guiding us through the last 3 years. Although we feel in one way or another that all of you deserve this award, we can only pick one department. This year, we present the Ancillary Department of the Year to the cafeteria crew members. To show our appreciation and honoring the fun times we had across the counter, I will need the help of the other judge to come up. He has something planned for you guys.
Just got to set up a little bit.
Young, attractive, smart, and talented.
I didn't think you were supposed to talk about yourself, Dr. Murphy.
Unfortunately, I don't qualify for any of the three.
Well, thank you, my wife, for that excellent introduction.
The other Dr. Church.
You guys are all about to find out why I took an alternate career in medicine. If you enjoy music, you might not like this. But this is a cover song. I changed all the lyrics, so I would ask you to sing along, but I don't think you'll know it. This goes to our friends in the Cherry Street Cafe, the winners of this year's award. The song's called Cherry Street Boys and Girls.
Was it karaoke?
Street Boys and Girls. Ago, me and my fellow graduates was hitchhiking down these country mountain roads, when all of a sudden there shines some neon lighting in the middle of the road, and it said, "Stay to eat here, Cherry Street, where the free food flows." Excuse me. Find my place. As starving residents, we looked at each other, and we each said, "Okay." So we ate the first thing that came to our plate. It just so happened to be the best food in the world. It was the best staff in the world. Fill your cup with ice, top your plate with cheese. Leave your stress behind. Oh my gosh. Give me a break, hold on. Let's start over. Fill your cup with ice, top your plate with cheese. Leave your stress behind, tell them thanks and please. They're a lunch ladies. Once or a couple times a day we go for some crisp French fries or just to say hello. We will miss you so. Needless to say, Cherry Street's been fun. Whipped cream on some fluffy cake. Now this feast is done. You asked us, be them angels? And we said nay. But can I get an amen? Amen. Ra! Anybody know that song? No?
Evidently you didn't either.
You're right. Just read it yesterday.
I'd like to ask the Cherry Street boys and girls to come forward and receive their the plaque, which I expect to see displayed down in the cafeteria. The cafe's, Cherry Street.
Appreciate
There
it.
you go.
We're gonna miss you all very much. And y'all remember when the floor's wet, you take your shoes off, okay?
Only if Jeannie's there.
Yeah, only if Virginia's there, but we're gonna really miss you. So just don't forget us, okay?
Now, the award that you're presenting, you're waiting for our special guest to show. Okay, you need to tell me these things before I get started and make a fool out of myself any more than I normally do. Okay, next is the Journal Club Award, and I'm asking Dr. McClanahan to come forward for that.
I think it's H.E. Steele. Right over my head. The goatee.
Go SpongeBob.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and do everyone a favor. I'm not going to sing. As you can see, this class has some very, very big ideas. Sometimes our ability to pull things off falls a little flat. I am privileged to be doing the fifth year presentation for the BRMC Journal Club. For everyone that has no idea what I'm talking about, every year I subject all the residents to monthly true-false quizzes from random questions from various medical journals that have occurred in the last couple of months. I sum up these numbers at the end of the year, and whoever has the highest score gets their name on a nice little plaque and they get a nice little certificate. I'm going to go ahead and start with the medical student, since I saw some of you guys creep in. Is student Dr. Feeney here? Nope.
They had a picnic there. They've been
Yeah.
on campus.
Okay, well, tell her she won. Can I have her certificate? Sure. You want to come up here and get it? We're waiting. Just kidding. As far as the residents go, this is the first year that I happen to have a tie. Can I get Dr. Zafar? And unfortunately, Dr. Nimish Patel was our other winner. He did not happen to make it. Do you want to tell everyone your secret?
Read the journal.
Not really. Just make all trues or all false.
Yeah, it was about 80% true with what he put down. So.
Good job.
The plaque will be hanging back up in the GME room.
Accepting Dr. Patel's award. Dr. Patel is at his sister's graduation. She's graduating from pharmacy school. He very much wanted to be here this evening and apologizes that he couldn't make it. Now it's time for the chief resident's comments. Excuse me, remarks. So I'll ask the two chiefs to come forward. Okay, I'll ask the other Dr. Jurich.
Okay. Louis actually started a little bit when he was talking about teamwork. That was our chief remark. I'm going to continue on with that. Like all teams, football, baseball, or basketball, you get a diverse group of people practicing together to achieve one common goal, to win. As residents, winning is when we do our best to our patients, do our best for our patients, and we practice as a team to accomplish this, teaching each other to become better doctors. We have a great bunch of interns and residents whom I've grown close to, and I wish only the best as you sharpen your skills before you fly far from the nest of residency. To become a great team, you need a team leader and someone to keep him in line. We want to recognize Dr. Murphy as our great team leader for the past 2 years. His emphasis on our education, his passion for our patient safety, and his welcome attitude toward humor has left a positive influence in our hearts and minds. Using his military background, he has instilled a strong sense of duty in all of us. In addition, we also want to recognize Siobhan Lyle as the cornerstone of this residency program. Much like the character M in the 007 movies, she secretly coordinates student and resident activities, keeping her agents from going rogue, all while enforcing Dr. Murphy's tight walk on the tightrope. She makes all of our work and learning here possible. Now, I would like to call both Siobhan and Dr. Murphy in the middle of the stage, if possible. I'd like to have both of them come for our last team building exercise.
Break dancing, yes.
If I break dance, I'll break something.
Some of you guys might know this game as the shoe game, so I'm going to do it with them. So Dan's going to set it up. One of you guys are going to sit on one side, on the other side. So pick the side you want to sit.
I was afraid the music was going to have to stop. You sit facing your family?
Yeah.
Maybe last time you see those?
For this shoe game, you guys both have to take off your shoes. It's part of the team building exercise.
Boy, my God, I want new socks.
Give one of your shoes to the other person. Dr. Edwards and me will ask you a series of questions. So Lewis and I will ask you a series of questions. If you guys think it applies to you, raise the shoe that's your shoe. If you think it applies to you,
This one's mine now.
no, but you have one on the other hand. Put your shoe on one hand and the other person's shoe on the other hand. So we'll ask you a series of questions. If you think it applies to the other person, raise their shoe. Okay? So the first question is going to be a medical question. Who is more likely to get sunburned outside?
Who yells across the walls in the GME office to communicate more?
Okay. Who has the better view from their office window?
Who catches more residents sneaking chocolate from the candy stash?
Who has to listen to more resident complaints?
I think I need to put mine up.
Who gets more excited when Nacho Day comes to the cafeteria?
Okay. Who will miss the graduating interns and residents the most?
Who is the person you could not have done your job without?
That was the last question.
Yes, I want my shoe back.
Can I get the flowers, Mom, under the table?
You see, we have this closely coordinated and well thought out. Go.
Okay, this one's for Siobhan.
First time you see the top of my head. You guys always leave papers all over the place. Okay, now it's time for the intern and resident recognition. Well, first we'll start off with our transitional rotating interns. This evening we have two here. Dr. Carroll is on a out rotation. Dr. Joseph Carroll graduated from Oklahoma State University in Tulsa in 2012, and after completing his internship, he'll be going to start his anesthesia program at Indiana State University School of Medicine in Indianapolis, and he and his wife are traveling there now to start their rotation on Monday. So great job, Joe. Okay. Next we have Donna Lawson. If Donna, come forward. The thing you look forward to the most is the certificate. There you go. That says you've completed your internship. It's it'll deteriorate if you show it to anybody before the 1st of July. And as a token of appreciation from BRMC, there is the Mist on the Valley, and from my wife and I, what it means to be an osteopath. Thank you. Next, I'd ask Bethany, I'm an Army wife, Pajak, to come forward, D.O. Both Bethany and Donna are graduates of BCom. You know, I was called by the dean and said, you need to take these two young ladies because they're going to be outstanding. I said, one of them's been out a year and the other's been out 3 years. I said, trust me, it's been the best thing you ever did, and surprisingly enough, I did trust her, and it was the best thing I ever did. And these two individuals, along with Dr. Carroll, have done a super job, and we greatly appreciate it, and you'll be greatly missed. Here's a picture of Bluefield, and my wife and I. We'll ask you better positions. Thank you very much. Okay, next I'm going to ask, let's see, Dr. Yates, if you'll come forward and do the honors for the family practice residents.
This one here isn't for the residents, but it was actually for Siobhan. I don't know if many of you know, but we went through a inspection. AOA did this different this year. They did all three programs at the same time. I don't know how the lady did it, but I just wanted to take this moment to say my special thanks to her publicly. She did a phenomenal job, and I'm surprised that she's alive because I know how frazzled I was through that period. This is pretty cool. And if I get a little choked up, I tend to be a little sentimental, so I'll apologize in advance. Heroes, we all have them. When we were young, they were superheroes, and we'd play like we were along the side of them, him or her, or pretend to be him or her. As we grew up, they transitioned into movie stars, rock stars, and sports figures. As we grew older, they took on different figures. Maybe they were that friend from high school, the college professor, and then as we started medical school, we learned of Pasteur, or the developer of the Jarvik 7, the mechanical heart by Robert Jarvik, who first transplanted this in 1992. But maybe it really was the first two patients who accepted these hearts, Barney Clark and William Schroeder, who survived 110 and 620 days respectively. When I thought of my time in medical school residency and the efforts that went forth into getting me through this grueling, but for me it was a very exciting time, I thought of my friend, my lover, my wife, and I wanted to share this poem I had written for her. She's aware of this poem, she just doesn't know I was going to read it tonight. It was called My Unsung Hero. There in Old Washington is a tribute to the unknown one, a monument so the grieving mother can grieve for her unknown son. On that grassy knoll over there in Arlington, the soldiers' cemetery, boys and girls are remembered by the thousand, be 1,000, 10 or 20. In other places, times and such, there have been made great statues, speaking of a number of special people, their sayings, their deeds, or their values. Some statues are hand-hewn, some of wood, metalwork, marble, or clay. Each tell us a story, a message. This person was great, they all say. Sometimes people enter our lives and such a difference they make. We're so oft not to tell them, thanks for being there, just for my sake. In times of great hardness, when I can't seem to go on, the unsung hero steps in and in my life puts a song. She coaxes me to press forward, a goal she reminds me I have to make. She stands in the shadows, being there, but being careful, no glory to take. She is my hero, she, though unsung she may be. She's truly not forgotten, for others in my life, her they do see. I cannot raise a memorial, I have no gold, no marble, no stone. I can simply be my best and then show that I've made it, but I wasn't alone. Let me take this moment and let this special one know I'm speaking of her. She is my unsung, she is my hero. When I thought about this graduating class, I thought of these. These were my heroes also. When this graduating class was being recruited here, I was in the thick of the residencies. Several of the attending physicians here tonight were residents then, and they encouraged me just to press on. They believed in me, and they became my heroes. Then this class came and have often just smiled or had a word of encouragement. I must say right now, this is not limited only to the family medicine residency, but also to the internal medicine residents as well. We as a group survived the Somerset debacle and then welcomed and have weathered changes and the transition and purchase by CHS. Because of this, we are stronger and better prepared to meet a changing medical world in that proverbial out there. One of the things we often hear in medicine is that medicine is a daily practice and an art. It is very dynamic, and sometimes someone will come along and show you that your cynical spirit needs to be changed. I've seen these changes in myself by Dr. Serafini and his practice styles. His aggressive risk management has convinced me that you may not change them all, but if you show the patients the reasons, they may change. He has probably been the most successful in our residents of getting HbA1cs to goal, non-HDLs at goal, and his rate of smoking cessation is just absolutely amazing. I have heard him through the walls of the offices and have said, wow. I told him last month that he made me change my practice style in terms of how aggressive I will, quote, encourage, in all caps, the patient to change. Then there's Dr. Nairi. She's my hero in her quiet and gentle spirit. In the almost 3 years I've known her, I've seen her irate perhaps twice. Interestingly, at Dr. Serafini. She has grown in knowledge, and when we presented her with changes and challenges that we thought should be made, she never faltered, she never wavered, but she made those changes and met those challenges. She sometimes has unknowingly chided my spirit with her gentle, "Oh, Dr. Yates." And then I knew that my mother must have spoken through her. Oh, crap. Where did it go? I don't know where the rest of that went. But I just wanted to say to each of you, you're my heroes. And when you guys leave from here, you'll go out and you'll have your own practices. But one of the things I can look back and I can say to you is I was a part of your life. And I'll be proud for the family medicine residents have been here and they're going on. But I don't want to limit that because my role here, although I've been family medicine residency director, I feel like I've kind of done a lot of it. And I hope that my being here has also had that positive change and in your lives that you guys have done for me. I would like to present initially Dr. Serafini he actually got married last weekend, so he's not here today. And he will be receiving his presentation and later. Honeymoon or Fincastle, I don't know, But anyway, I would like to present this one to Dr. Bryant. It's with pride and she will truly be missed by our office and by her patients. And I am truly thankful for the privilege of knowing her. Now we want to recognize some of the residents who will be transitioning on into the next year. This goes to Richard Camp. He successfully completed postgraduate year 2 and has moved into postgraduate year 3, and he will be graduating in February. Dr. Camp. This is to Dr. Glaskis. Dr. Glaskis has successfully completed year 1. He'll actually, year 2. Sorry.
Why you failed, Glasses?
I want to kick it another year.
Yeah, first year.
Yeah. 1 and 1 is 2, Bill.
We'll have to reapply for that advanced placement, I guess. This is to Dr. Nick Mascari. Nick.
His has a 2 on it. Can I take his?
Is that number 1 or number 2, Nick? That's what we asked.
Really?
I'll go.
Bill, if he needs any help with the paperwork.
You can come get her if she starts. Crickets. Dan, can you come back up and sing?
Are you sure?
Anything be standing.
I can learn another song.
We can do yoga. I don't know.
You'd be a turtle. Can't get up.
Sure. I'm going to step down actually for a minute. They're actually going to go ahead and do a presentation here.
Edwards, front and center.
I've been asked to say a few words about someone we're going to give an award to this evening. And thank God he finally came. But anyway. Dr. Payne has been here nearly since the beginning of my training. Since that time, he has helped me and many others to grow into the doctors that we are today. We started out fresh and green from medical school, and he has helped to mold us into the attending physicians that we will become after this graduation. I can't thank him enough for being a good role model, mentor, and leader to us all. Each year we rotate through many physicians, and though many of them are deserving of this title, Dr. Payne exemplifies the qualities of Preceptor of the Year. It is my great honor that I present this award to Dr. Payne. Thank you for your dedication, leadership, compassion to the medical education program at BRMC. We're truly lucky to have you as part of the teaching faculty here. Each life that we touch as physicians will be due to the training that we received here at Bluefield Regional Medical Center. You, Dr. Payne, are a big part of that education, and for that we're thankful. At my medical school graduation 3 years ago, the president of the American Osteopathic Association said these words that have stuck with me. She said, "Patients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." Dr. Payne, the compassion and caring that you convey to your patients is unmatched. The dedication to help educate us, broaden our horizons, and help us to grow is the reason we selected you for this award. please come down and get your prize.
Because she's smiling and she's pretty.
Okay, we're going to move on to internal medicine since we've evidently lost Dr. Mascari. Dr. Mascari, would you like to come up and receive his certificate? No, okay. Says, I'm not doing my residency over again. Okay, I'm going to ask Eric McClanahan, our interim program director for internal medicine, to come forward.
The world I was supposed to be doing. There were the ones who
No, that's good.
would show up in my office 5-6 times a week with whatever random life event was going on. The ones that almost seemed like I couldn't quite kick out if I tried. And most importantly, all 5 of them are honestly among my best friends. I tried very, very hard to encourage them all to stay, but unfortunately, all of them either want to do that stupid hospitalist thing or go back to California. I have no idea why. So we will be saying goodbye to all of you all, unfortunately. And I'm going to quit talking now before I cry like Dr. Yates. My first resident is Dr. Lisa Bell. Dr. Bell graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, Georgia campus, Suwanee, Georgia, which I'm sure I just butchered, in 2010. Swanee. Okay. After completion of internal medicine residency, Dr. Bell plans to practice as a hospitalist at Floyd Medical Center in Rome, Georgia. Now I get to get the heck out of Dodge. And hospital gave me nice. Congratulations. Next is Casey Belsky. Casey graduated from the Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, Lake Erie campus, Erie, Pennsylvania, in 2009. He just joined us this year after completing an internship and postgraduate year 2 at University of Pittsburgh Medical Center Presbyterian Shadyside campus. After his completion, he plans to practice as a nocturnalist, which means he only wants to work at night like Batman. At Excelsa Health Latrobe Hospital in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and Excelsa Health Westmoreland Hospital in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. You also get the nice little paper, the picture of wild, wonderful West Virginia to remember us by. And Dr. Murphy, if I might run into him. It's well heard. Our next resident is Dr. Pallavi Balur. Dr. Balur also just joined us this year. She graduated from the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine in 2008. She completed an internship and postgraduate year 2 at Walter Reed Army Hospital in Washington, D.C. I guess I have to do this one, and I'm not going to skip it. Charles Lewis Edwards. Thank you. Dr. Edwards graduated from the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine, which I have heard is a very good facility. That's where I went. That's the joke. Dr. Edwards achieved the goal of chief resident in 2012. We will talk more about that in a little bit. He plans on practicing as a hospitalist at the Carolinas Hospital System in Florence, South Carolina. Jonathan Humbert.
Hamburger.
Dr. Humbert graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, Georgia campus in Suwanee, Georgia. I think I got it right this time.
Swan.
That can't be swine. Silent U.
He graduated there. Give him a break.
That's because they mispronounce it. It's not your fault.
After completion of his residency, he plans to practice as a hospitalist at Park Ridge East in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That one I can say. Side note about Dr. Humbert. Apparently, if I give him a bad review to the Board of Medicine in Tennessee, I'm still not allowed to keep it. I asked. Okay. Dr. Jurich, the first.
The original.
The one and only. Dr. Jurich graduated from Western University College of Osteopathic Medicine, Pomona, California in 2010. He initially completed just an internship, but then decided to stay with us a little bit longer. After completion of his training, he plans to practice outpatient internal medicine at Kaiser Permanente in Bakersfield, California. The other Dr. Church. She also graduated from Western University College of Osteopathic Medicine in Pomona, California in 2010. She also came here just as a traditional intern and decided to stick around. She achieved the goal of chief resident in 2012 and has been instrumental in the program this year, as well as everything you guys are seeing here tonight. Except for my part. I'll take the whole blame for mine. She plans to practice outpatient internal medicine at Kaiser Permanente in Bakersfield, California. And for some unknown reason, they keep requiring me to send multiple letters of recommendation for her. Apparently they don't believe how good they are, so they keep wanting corroboration. Okay, if I have to. Our first advancement is going to be Dr. Anthony Abraham. I'll be progressing to PGY 2. Our next volunteer is Tyler Clark. Next would be Dr. Reyes, but apparently we have an illness with her husband, so she is not here at the moment.
She's still advancing.
She's still advancing. She's just not physically here. So we'll head out the back. Next would be Dr. Saad Zephyr. My sole advancing first year to second year, Dr. Engelbert Renaud. Whose patients apparently love him, but he cannot navigate West Virginia at all.
Edward.
I was handing this back to Dr. Yates. Okay. Well, sorry, you guys get to hear me again for a little bit. The first little certificate that I have is for Dr. Charles Lewis Edwards in recognition of his outstanding achievement as Assistant Chief for Internal Medicine. There's your paper. Okay. And our second is Dr. Joy Jurich. A large portion of this year would not have happened. We would not have, well, probably, because I can't say for that, have improved our average score on our in-service by approximately 30 percentile points. That's a big improvement. Dr. Who?
Have a nice trip. See you next fall. It is with regret that I will not be able to present that to Dr. Nick Muscari. He actually went out and with an illness. So if you can keep him in your prayers, that'll be great. We're greatly appreciated by him and the family. I do want to, one of the things that I think, and I say this with pride, that we do here at BRMC is we don't look at test scores per se. We try to look at the person. And we don't look at, because I believe that sometimes those are moments in time, and sometimes there's great moments in time, and sometimes there's bad moments in time. And bad things happen, and life happens, life gets in the way. And so I believe that we try to look at the whole person. Because of that, we end up with residents off cycle. And personally, I don't view it as an act of desperation. I view it as as an act of redemption, grace, however you want to word that. And so many of our residents may not be graduating right this month, at the end of this month, and so because of that, we also will have some who will be completing their first years at different times. And this is why I wanted to speak. If you would just stand, I'll just mention you. Roberto Renaga will be receiving his first year certificate. Janie Watts. And Billy Banks. And I would say with my whole heart, and they are not the only ones who are a little bit off schedule, but I would say this with my whole heart, that I would trust them to take care of me. And I just want them to know that appreciation I have of them and of their work in the office and their patient care. And again, what I've liked about working with my residents is I talk to them, they listen, and they try to make the changes. And I greatly appreciate it. It makes my job tremendously much better. And once in a while, I do have to get a little riled up, but usually not. Thanks, guys.
We don't want to forget Dr. Saul. Where are you? There he is. We didn't pay her for the first month, but we got that taken care of. You know, finally things. I want you to know, when you talk about Mr. Holly, I went to him, I said, we've got a problem. I said, you know, we've been chasing a check all over the United States. We can't find it. People in corporate say, we can't handle this problem. We're going to have to send her a check. It was a long weekend. She wasn't going to have the money. She had moved. She didn't have stuff. She was going to the bank of mom and dad. And Mr. Holly stepped up and said, I guess we didn't get that message from corporate after all. I will deny saying this to corporate. But the rest of you folks, he said, cut her a check, make sure she gets paid, we'll get it taken care of later. So, and you're also be advancing upon the completion of your internship and residency. Well, hopefully your residency, but at least your internship. And Dr. Yates talked about scores. One of the things I would like to mention is the fact that the chief residents this year worked together with their program directors, and both family medicine and internal medicine made significant strides in moving up the ladder. Both have moved into the middle quartile. We were in the bottom quartile 2 years ago. You know, I'd like to take some credit for it, but I basically showed up and yelled at everybody. But these individuals worked for individual the process to make sure they did a board review. And this year, internal medicine probably the biggest leap. They went from the bottom quartile, and we're in the 50th percentile right now. So that was fantastic. So job well done for our chief residents. We can't say thank you enough. As Dr. Muncie will tell you, having been the chief resident for family medicine, it brings a whole different meaning to having a fine wine, right?
Which I've not had any of.
I don't want to have a watch this weekend. Why are you picking on me? So the mother and father confessor of this group have done a great job. All right, I also want to introduce our incoming interns and residents. We only had one show up this evening. Larry, would you stand up? That's Larry Cook. Larry is a graduate of West Virginia, correct? Right. He's a hometown boy, so if we can't recruit him, we got trouble right here in River City. But Larry will be starting his internship on July 1st. Along with him, he'll be doing his internal medicine program. Plus, we'll be getting Ernest Wong, Philip Hoffman, Catherine Casper, Brandon Knowles, Seth Lesh, and Christina Ruiz. Interestingly enough, this year, normally we have most of our graduates from West Virginia or Virginia. This year, I don't think we have a duplicate in any of our graduates. We have one from Kansas City, we have one from Rocky Vista, we have one from ASCOM, we also have one from VCOM. So it's an outstanding group, and we're becoming a national organization. where people are interested in coming here. So the quality is increasing on a yearly basis, and it's all due to the work that you guys put into it, and our faculty, and the support of the whole team. And that's the most important thing. And the most important thing I can do right now is hand the microphone over to Mr. Holly, who will close for us, and then we can move on to the evening's festivities. Bill?
Thank you all very much for coming. This is truly a rite of passage. It'll be a night that we'll all remember for a very long time. Thank you for the families for attending tonight. It's very nice to see you. And again, thank you for the attendings for being here. And I hope you all have a good night. Thank you very much.
One more quick announcement. I would like Tyler Clark to stand up. He'll be the new chief for IM for next year. One for FP will be Dr. Nick Viscari, who isn't here right now. But if we can have all the interns and graduates outside to take a group picture. Everyone, is anyone outside? Oh, you want to do it right over there? Over on the side, on the left side over here, we'll take a group picture. We'll start the music. We're going to start the dancing. You guys can use the photo booth. Let's celebrate.
Everybody have a good time this evening. This is a celebration. All right, there she goes.
Awesome.